Hey everyone, how about here bringing a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing the full breakdown and the team builds to Extreme Z Awakening, the LR Dokkan Festival exclusive AGL Gohan. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. Now I did do a breakdown initially for the Cell and Gohan in another video, so if you go ahead and want to fast forward and skip ahead to the team builds, feel free to do so, but I will at least highlight a couple more things in here, making this unit incredibly strong. I think they did a overall good job. Now here, keep in mind that this is a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, and that for me is the highest rarity depending on where you place the Carnival LRs. I still think Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs are higher than them, meaning that they're the better units overall. And getting one of these units EZA'd is incredible. And you can see what they created here. It's a monster of a unit and going to be very valuable for a very long time. So let's go ahead and dive into the breakdown. You can see the highlights that I have that they ended up changing or adding to this unit here. Starting with the leader skill, we have the Kamehameha category 180% across the board. So just recognize that generally in the units that have a 170%, that's a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, is going to go up to 180%. We do have some upcoming Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs that have 150, like the Blue Fusions and things of that nature. I'm wondering if they're just going to boost that all the way up to 180% or keep it at 170. Hopefully they just boost it all the way to 180%. Now, you do have a Super AGL secondary leader skill, Key plus 3, 130%. Not all that beneficial, but again, if you're using that for Battlefield, it could be useful there. Now, the 12 key super attack, it raises defense. This unit already stacked, so that didn't change. So raises defense, causes colossal damage to enemy, and then added lowers attack. So beneficial for Super Battle Road and things of that nature. So that's a nice add-on there. The ultra super attack continue to raise his defense and stack. Very strong there, causes mega colossal damage to enemy and greatly lowers attack. That greatly lowers attack is the addition. It would have been nice if they said, greatly raises defense for one for stacking. That would be incredible at 50% and then 30% afterwards. But because this unit stacks and because how they created the passive skill, I think it's going to be pretty much strong enough. Now the passive here, you only got a few extra lines, but the extra lines that they did, very good design here. You do have the additional attack and defense increased to 150% from 100%, and having a LR boosted 50% on their stat boost there, it's already strong just by doing that. Now on top of that, you do have a mechanic where every single turn you're getting boosted key and attack and defense. Previously it was key plus 1 and 10%. Now it's key plus 2 and 20% per each turn, making it a lot faster for you to attain the maximum of 8 key and 80% to attack and defense. Again, combining that too with the 150%, already really strong, but there's more. This line right here is what makes this unit incredibly strong, because you're able to guard against all attacks and have a high chance of performing an additional super attack, which allows you to stack defense when your HP is 58% or more. So that's going to be a key feature there. Got to make sure that that is the case, that you're above 58% HP generally at all times with this unit if you're going to use this unit as a defensive unit there. Now you do have this additional add-on here as well as high chance performing a critical hit when there is an androids category enemy, making this interesting to run on like Cell Max, because Cell Max is tech and generally you don't want to use an AGL unit against a tech unit, but because you're able to guard against all attacks when your HP is 58% or more and you're performing critical hit at a high chance level, he could be very beneficial on that stage. Now the active skill, crazy enough, they did change the Gogeta Blue EZA, which was a first and a big surprise. Now for Gohan, they did not make the change. The awakening here is the exact same it was before, very difficult to do. However, because they made the passive skill in this unit so good, you really kind of don't need to transform unless you want to nuke somebody, and we'll look at the unit in just one second here. So the awaken can be activated at 58% HP with or less with the Android 16 on the team, or 58% on HP or less when there's an existing androids category ally or enemy starting from the 5th turn on the start of the battle. So Android 16, you add him on there, you're rocking and rolling. Generally not running that unit on the team that he's going to be on, but you can, and then another androids ally or enemy. So A little bit easier in this day and age than it was before, but still, it is kind of difficult to go ahead and transform. Now, the Link skills, fantastic. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Golden Warrior, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, really good. You have a lot of 4, 5, 6 Links partners that you have here, so really strong there. And then you have a whopping, I believe it's 21 categories. I'm not even going to go over them because that'll take me too long. So look at the glory of the categories on there. I think it's 21 categories that's on, and that's really, really impressive. Now let's go ahead and move on to the transformation, the awakening here. Now your super attack does increase the attack, or adds on attack versus just defense for 1 turn, so you have that ability there. Remember, you're also stacking, so you're stacking and then adding this on it. You should be okay. Now, just a fair warning, you are losing your guarding ability in this transformation, but it kind of makes it up with everything else, you know, with the additional boost on here. So what the rest of it looks like, the ultra super attack, the 18 key, greatly raises attack and defense 1 turn, and then greatly lowers attack and defense. Not all that beneficial, you know, traditionally if you're going to transform here, but here's where it gets very interesting. It's an orb changer. It changes tech key spheres to AGL key spheres for 4 turns from the appearance, and generally you don't want to use this unit for more than 4 turns, right? Again, you're trying to nuke the and run the final portion of the event and defeat the enemy. Your attack and defense increases only by 8%, so it's 58% to attack and defense. Then you have the additional attack 20%, but then you have also a 10% per key sphere obtained to defense. So that's where it kind of makes up a little bit on there, because before I believe it was only like 7% or even lower. But yeah, nice little boost on the defense there. Everything else kind of stays the same. You get additional key +1 and then key sphere obtained, and then instead of randomly changing any key sphere, and instead of AGL and tech, those don't change, and then those will actually transform into rainbow key spheres when facing 1 enemy. Launches additional super attack when facing multiple enemies. Generally, you're not going to run into that. Then you have a high chance of launching additional super attack, and a chance of performing a critical hit when HP is 58% or below, right? Because that's kind of how you transform anyway, when your HP is 58% or below. And then you get an additional 59% when there's a performing ultra super attack, and your team has a Super Saiyan Goku attack in the same turn. A little hard to do there. And then the additional they have here is launches additional super attack if HP is 59% or more when launching an ultra super attack. So that's a guarantee there, where you're boosting a greatly raises attack and defense, which is 50% boost. So basically you have 100% boost for both, right? So because you get two off there. So again, you're nuking, you're going to do a lot of damage, but if you're looking for a tank, this is your tank. You're not going to make the transformation. You're just going to keep it as is. Kind of how we used to play this unit anyway, right? So no really big change there. Now, let's go ahead and move on to how to build the teams to go ahead and get this Easy 8 here. And I think it's fairly easy, of course, if you have the LRs, just like any fight when it comes to Dokkan Fest or Extreme Z Awakening LRs, right? When you Extreme Z Awaken LRs, it's only 10 stages, so a lot easier and quick to do. However, you do want to bring other LRs. That's what it's weak against. So a lot of people get confused where the advantage is Android Cell Saga. That's what this stage provides. But that's only for you to take less damage, not to do a lot of damage. So just kind of keep that in mind. Android Cell Saga doesn't help you at all to do more damage. Only the LRs can do that. So you want to bring LRs. If you can bring Extreme Tech, go ahead and do that. That's a part of the Android Cell Saga, and only like a free-to-play first form Cell, I think, only fits that category. So not much that you can choose from. So I think that's only one option. So besides that, you can just bring LRs that are Android Cell Saga, or other tech type units. So really, this is the team. If you have the units, you bring, and you should be fine. You should be done. Should be no problem to complete this here. You're going to bring Cell as the main leader there. Again, you can even Easy A him beforehand if you wanted to, right? And he's going to be the Android Cell Saga leader. You could bring some other leaders. We'll talk about that in a second, but you know, you want to have just more LRs. Again, LRs do more damage, and should be able to complete a lot more. The problem with this right here, you only have you don't have that much attack as the leader, right? Because unless you want to boost Cell at 180% and EZA him, he'll be very strong there. You do have the physical Cell there. Then you have the Goku Gohan. He's going to do well on this stage here. EZA Trunks, EZA Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and then you want to bring the AGL Gohan if you want to bring a full LR team, or you want to bring the LR51, which I wouldn't recommend, right? Just go ahead and bring the Gohan. It'll do fine. It's not going to take that much damage because of the Android Cell Saga category. Like I mentioned before, you could bring some other leaders that can provide you some damage mitigation and then still Android Cell Saga. So these are some different options here in the Entrusted Will Trunks, and then the Transformation Cell as the other options there. You do have some other free-to-play options as LRs that you can run for this. The EZA Super Saiyan Vegeta, the androids, 17 and 18, Trunks, before mentioned Tech First Form Cell. If he EZA'd, that'd be kind of interesting, but again, I wouldn't recommend bringing them. He's not going to take that much damage, but he's not going to even dish out that much either. And then I would not bring Frieza and King Cold because it is a strength unit. You do want to at least stay type advantaged, right? So I think that you would probably do that. Now, if you want to bring other units, right? So there are some other like TURs to help you. Let's say you don't have a few of these LRs, right? And that could be the case. You can bring like EZA Future Gohan. You can bring really any of these. You can bring the 17, 18 androids here. But just remember, these TURs here, they're not going to do that much damage, right? Because they're not LRs, right? LRs are going to be doing the biggest damage for you. So, but again, you can have the option to bring some of these other units as a slot to say, okay, I don't have some of these LRs, right? So at least that's beneficial for you. But I would recommend you bring a full LR team to go ahead and do that. Now, I am going to kind of mess around and say, you know what, I'm not going to bring Android Cell Saga, or maybe I will bring some Android Cell Saga, but I'm not going to focus on that. So some other teams that you can run is like then the Android Cell Saga team is like a Kamehameha team. The Kamehameha team runs, let's see here, 4 will be 5 out of the 7, or 4 out of the 6. That's Android Cell Saga. But then you can add like the Carnival Goku and then the 7-year anniversary gods. You can add those units, and they're going to be type advantage because they're tech units, and still, I think, can still hold up. I don't think they're going to get wrecked and take that much damage. Once again, I'm just taking a guess there. And then of course you have the revival mechanic and stuff like that, just in case you get in trouble. But generally speaking, because they're tech units and they're LRs, they're still going to do quite a bit of damage. And I think they can still hold out with their abilities to take the damage that Gohan can actually dish out. So that's another option here. If you want to get a little bit more creative, you can go a full powerful comeback team, right? So you're going to have no Android Cell Saga teams on there. So you'll see how strong Tech Orange Piccolo actually is, right? So you can maybe give it a shot there. I'll see if this all works out, but it should do its job up to maybe not the level 8, 9, or 10 possibly, but I think it can hold out, especially like a double Piccolo team with LRGG should be fine. And then you can actually bring in the EZA Trunks as an Android Cell Saga team unit there as well. Maybe not bring Gohan. I don't know if he'll hold out very strong, but anyway, these are a couple other teams you can kind of mess around with and use. But generally speaking, I'm just going to be using the Android Cell Saga team and be done with it, because I think should be a fairly easy fight. So, but again, it's a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR EZA, and it could be a little bit difficult to some individuals. But anyway, hopefully you guys found some value in this, right? I did the whole breakdown, did the team builds. And I mentioned already this unit is incredibly well built, and they did a good job. I think Cell, after transformation, he's good, but less than to be desired when it comes to his non-transformation. But definitely check out that video when it comes out. This will be the first one that comes out when I'm recording it. And if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.